Suppose this is where I leave you then. I owe you my life, Envoy. I won't soon forget what you did. I don't know. It's all just sinking in. I hope the folks at the embassy know where to find a good, strong drink. Well, it's the Living Land's biggest port. People come from all over. Not all of them are Adir's friends.
Wonder why?
You'll be fine. After the fort, I figure you can survive anything. You don't have to. Just go up the pier. I imagine they've sent someone official-like to take you there.
Must be nice, eh?
Same to you. You'll make the Emperor proud. I'm sure of it.
Look, I'll no thank you for showing basic decency. But you saved my life. That counts for something. To me, anyway. Aye, don't push your luck. Try not to get killed. Nah, I'm kidding. Just don't go around acting like you own the place, alright? Not all of them, but it's not a great way to make friends. Give Paradisans a chance. That's why they came here in the first place. Hope we don't run into each other. Still, take care of yourself.
These docks are reserved for the Imperial Envoy of Adir.
He's out on official business. That's all you need to know. Hey! Turn around and sail back to wherever you came from. This dock is reserved for the Imperial Envoy. And he's late. Huh. Probably died at sea. Good riddance. Wait, you're the... Fuck.
Nice.
Forgive me, Envoy. I meant nothing by it. A slip of the tongue. Can we start over? Name's Cynric, captain of the local militia. We're a scrappy bunch, but we know our way around Paradise. Unlike most Adirans who couldn't find their ass with both their hands. Oh, present company excluded. They told me you were godlike, but I didn't know what to expect. Your face, it's so...
You're doing great.
Forgive me, again. We're having a bit of an emergency. No doubt you've come for the Adiran ambassador, but he's gone, along with our Clavinger. Well, he's the closest thing we have to a local authority. Part keeper of the keys, part bald fist.
Paradise's mayor, more or less. Most people out here aren't fond of established hierarchies and titles. So, we made up some new ones.
They traveled northwest to the Strangle Route, past the old Pargroon Wall.
You need to find the ambassador, and I need to find the Clavinger. How's about we partner up? See, Cynric? I knew someone would appreciate me for me.
Kai, before you go, I just hate to send the envoy out there. The wilderness is no place for a scholar. Make sure he comes back alive, or the Steel Garrote will have my head.
Better yours than mine.
The Steel Garrote are here as guests, helping Adirans like yourself keep the peace. Or so they say.
That's certainly what they'd like you to believe. Sounds like their reputation back home in Adir isn't any better than it is here.
They're an order of religious cutthroats sharpening their blades for the glory of the burned queen. Oof, creepy bunch, too. Who needs enemies when you have friends like the Steel Garrote? You tell me, Envoy. The Adirans came to our shores with their soldiers, their bureaucrats, and their cult of murderers. Asking a lot of nosy questions is a good way to end up with a knife in your back. Speaking of the Steel Garrote, fair warning, their leader, Inquisitor Ludwine, is eager to greet you. Or possibly interrogate you. They say she fell in battle in the Deadfire, and death spat her back out. Not if you value your life.
We'll have time to worry about Ludwine later. First, we've got to find your ambassador and my Clavinger. I'll bet you're glad to be on dry land after that voyage. Come on, let's get you some fresh air. Pargrunen left these beacons all over the island. They're good for finding your way around.
Hey! Better watch your step. Keep walking, Outlander.
Here it comes. If this can hold me, you'll be fine. Just don't look down. Looks like that broke off of something. Wonder where it goes. They weren't much of an artist, but I think that's upstream by the park room wall. Well, nothing ventured, Envoy. The Dream Scourge has driven people to the city. Means more bandits on the road. Don't get too used to the comforts of here. Between tensions in the city, threats outside, the militia's in over their heads. Zarps. They may be small, but they're all
Not looking so good. Next one, time. Another glorious battle.
Beautiful view from these cliffs. Real long way down, too.
Venture past the palisades at your own risk. There's no guarantee of safety out in the wilds.
Palisades aren't gonna hold themselves. Another recruit. By the flames, Cynric finds the strangest types. Well, in case you failed to notice, godlike aren't exactly common around here. I've always wanted to thrash one of your kind in a fight. Spar with me, godlike. You and your, big blue friend. Oh, it'll be fun, all right. In Magran's name, prepare yourself.
Is that all you got?
It's all right, I did. Well done. You have passed. It's clear I underestimated your prowess. Fierce as a Rathoon you are, envoy. Now for your prize. Our surplus includes a large hammer, an arquebus, a spear, and a wand. What say you, huh? Magic was never my strong suit, but you seem like the type that could make it work. Favor the arcane over the martial, hmm? It is done. May Magran's wrath fall upon your enemies, Envoy. It was an honor, Envoy.
Save some skates for the rest of us.
Sorry, boys. Seems luck is on my side.
Tildy at the bathhouse, more like. I saw her give you those lucky dice.
Oh, I think you're just jealous that she likes me more than you.
If she likes you that much, why is she still charging?
Shut up and roll, you two.
He's up to something. I know it.
What kind of stance is that? Get serious, get lost. Unless you're here to trade, don't bother me. Swing like you need it.
things in the area?
I suppose so. There's a group of ruins just across the river from the stream. No telling what might be waiting for you.
Do not worry, little man. I have stared death in the face before, and have no fear of these supposed dangers.
All right. Well, good luck.
What harm could someone want?
Welcome to Dawnshore, Traveler. My name is Dagerda. You seem like you could use a nice potion or a bite to eat. If you're looking for a weapon or a shield, talk to Walter over there. Just don't expect much. I like him just as much as one should like an ex-husband, and not 1 ounce more. Is there? It's possible. But I think what we had is very much in the past. To be honest, stranger, I'm not inclined to go into it. He knows what he did. And let's leave it at that.
Protect that pretty face. Heading out to the wilds? Make sure you have everything you need. You don't want to...
Kai, I told you not to show your face around here again.
Come on. You're not still mad about that hunting knife, are you?
All right, no. You're clear. But you better pay up front this time.
I knew you'd come around. You miss me.
I'll let you think that. Now don't mind him. What are you interested in? Yeah, some of the oldest in Paradise. He's a headache, but that's because you want him to come back alive.
So you do care.
I lied to the Garrote for you. Do I have to spell it out?
The living lands are a dangerous place. A newcomer like you surely needs armaments.
It's a fine day for adventuring. Greetings, Godlike. Don't let the name fool you. Strangleroot used to be a nice place.
Greetings, friend. You look like you could use a fine weapon or a sturdy shield. Not to worry, Volter is here. I don't know what Daggerta told you, but I stake my reputation on every item, and that does still mean something. That's a personal matter, my friend. Suffice it to say, she thinks I threw away something important. And I say I didn't! From legitimate sources, clearly. From traders and adventurers, mostly. And a few used pieces from people down on their luck. Apologies, friend. People see me selling weapons on the harbor and call my morals into question. I assure you, all of my wares have been vetted for quality and polished thoroughly to remove any unwanted stains. Well, I believe my wares speak for themselves. Figuratively, I mean.
lost. Haven't you heard it's not polite to stare?
Watch where you're going.
Wouldn't want you getting hurt now, would we?
Please, how hard is it to answer a question?
I don't trifle with souls, ma'am.
They're tearing my home apart. Never mind. I can't believe how rude everyone is around here. How hard could it be to find a watcher? That's a long way to walk. Oh well. The house is probably a loss by now. I'm clearly under some kind of curse. A band of Zorips invaded my house. What am I gonna do? Why did they do anything? They've probably eaten all my food and destroyed my supplies. I don't know what else. First, my ship gets attacked by pirates. Then none of my plants will take. Now this happens? And they won't let me into Paradise to sort it out? The militia. They're scared of some plague. At least that's what they say. I wonder if it's really the Adirans. Keep us out and themselves in. I should never have come here.
Come here for a better life and find a worse one. Wish I hadn't heard that before.
I wanted to grow a little food, save some skates. They never thrived, that's all. Clearly, I have bigger things to worry about. Gods, is it in the crops? As if things couldn't get any worse. It's hard to put it into words. I just feel like I should be here. I'd heard it was dangerous, but the Glenfathan wilds were dangerous. I thought I was prepared. I had no idea what I was in for. Then take my house key. It's northwest of here. That cabin on the cliff all by itself. Gods know I can't go back. And there's nothing to steal either. The Zorips saw to that. Come back when you've dealt with them, and make sure you get their leader, too. I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll go quietly. You'll have to kill them. Never thought I'd miss that dingy little place.
Move along, please.
I was here first. I'm not going anywhere.
Not working or selling something.
I can't help it. After what happened with Kalisha.
I know, dear, but worrying isn't going to do anything.
You're right. Of course.
Have faith, love.
Oh, you must be the Imperial envoy that just arrived. Hello.
Darling, you don't think that...
I don't know. I'm sure you're very busy, envoy. But do you know of any other ships from Adir that are slated to arrive soon? Is it that easy to tell? Gods, I must be losing my touch.
We're waiting for our son, you see. He's been living in Adir for a number of years now, but is finally coming home.
I just hope he doesn't meet any trouble. I couldn't bear the thought of losing him, too. Not after...
I'll take it from here, darling. After we lost our little girl, she was working as a mercenary in the Deerwood. Last we heard, she was traveling to Gilded Vale to check in on Alvra, our other daughter.
But she never made it. We can only assume the worst. I can only pray that you're right, but my gut tells me otherwise.
Apologies, Envoy, but we need to keep an eye out for our son. Be safe out there. The Living Lands are unlike anywhere else in Aora.
Thank you again, Envoy.
Still, there is something to be said for the stability that the Endearings bring.
For you, perhaps, if you don't mind ignoring their stance on animancy.
I suppose. It isn't perfect, but in all my years living here, I've never felt so safe.
Ah, well, let's hope they never make it to Fjord. It wouldn't end well.
I'm grateful for Adir. I was getting tired of the lawlessness.
I haven't seen this much excitement in a while. Perhaps I've got you to thank for bringing it with you, Envoy. You know, for most people, getting sent to the Living Lands is a punishment. But, according to Cynric, you're the personal envoy of the Emperor of Adir himself. Quite a position. You must have gone through one of Adir's famous academies. I can't imagine you had time for much other than your studies, so tell me, is this your first time getting dirt under your fingernails? The Living Lands won't disappoint in that regard. Though the experiences on offer here had been the end of plenty of intrepid sorts. What I really want to know, since hard questions are your specialty, is why the Emperor would send his best scholar all the way to the Living Lands. Oh, that almost does sound like a punishment. I don't know how you investigate a so-called plague of the soul, so better you than me. Being a godlike, I don't suppose your patron deity gives you any unique insights into matters of the soul, do they? I thought every godlike knew their god. That's one of the stranger things I've heard. And out here, that's saying something. Sorry, these are unusual times. I haven't met anyone who's really seen the Dream Scourge yet, but that hasn't stopped people from worrying about the rumors. Refugees are flooding in from outlying regions. The guards are restricting access to the city. And people are making offerings to the gods for everything from hangovers to indigestion, just in case. I like your confidence, just be careful how you express it. Unfortunately, the presence of so many Adiran troops and the rumored exploits of the Steel Garrote Paladins supporting them is only making a tense situation worse. I think that's why the Clavinger accompanied your ambassador. I was in rough shape when I came to Paradise a few years back. Clavinger Amond helped me get settled here. If he's gotten into trouble, the least I can do is help him out of it. Especially if he's following up on rumors of the Dream Scourge. But what about you? What's your stake in things? Besides your orders, of course. Just be careful where you say that. That's the kind of talk that may get people thinking you've got the Dream Scourge. I'll let you get some rest, but thanks for talking. It's good to be part of a squad again, even if it's just for a while. It's the gateway to the Living Lands, a scenic port city that's as beautiful and dangerous as the wilds around it. Most visitors enjoy some mariner's porridge at the Ballarrock, a back alley shakedown, and then the sudden return of that porridge out of one end or the other. Then, if they've got any sins, they turn around and take their chances back where they came from, with authentic tales of their adventures in the Living Lands. Don't get me wrong. It's a great city. In part because it's great at winnowing out people who have no business being here. The Living Lands means a hard-won second chance for the people who settle here. But first, you've got to survive it. And the island gives no quarter. The folks who say that either last the longest or the shortest. For a lot of people, the Living Lands is a last resort. They come fleeing war, debt, famine, the law. Take your pick. For others, it's freedom. To seek glory, to redefine yourself, to live in a way you can't, maybe even on pain of death wherever you come from. Little of everything. Rawatai is famous for storms and rocky soil, so I figured if I'm going to live in a hostile environment, why not pick some place where things grow? It seemed like a good idea at the time. Used to be, if you could last out here, you could count on being left alone. Dangers in the wilds is nothing new out here, but something about the Dream Scourge is. And if that weren't enough, a lot of people aren't too keen on Adir's presence and affiliations out here. Ilgard's new embassy and his alliance with the Steel Garrote smell like the authority and order that a lot of people came here to leave behind. But I don't mean to put that on you. I imagine you're tired of having to answer for every Adiran who sneezes into somebody's stew. They say people afflicted with it have strange, vivid dreams and start confusing them with reality. What starts as a light daze becomes severe disorientation and eventually a bent towards chaotic violence. And then, fungal growths take over your body. So Dream Scourge. Well, you seem pretty lucid to me. I wouldn't worry. Still, if you see any new mushrooms sprouting up anywhere unexpected, let me know. Until then, look on the bright side. The Living Lands is filled with people and things that are likelier to kill you first. Should I break out the booze? That must have been 6 years ago now. I guess I was drifting. Looking for a change. A settlement called Thirdborn. It's a rugged little place, lots of Rawatayan expatriates. It really was. Anyway, we were talking about something else, yeah? I joined up with the Rawatayan Navy as soon as I was old enough. I was part of our campaign to establish a foothold in the Deadfire Archipelago. Starting out, it was exciting, purposeful. I believed in our mission. We were returning to our ancestral homeland, reclaiming fertile soil that would feed Rawatai. Additionally, we were helping Deadfire, bringing organization to the pirate-ridden archipelago and civilization to our distant Wana cousins. To Adir bringing order and civilization to our lawless frontier? Then I hope you learn from my mistakes faster than I did. The Huana didn't want us there. We spent almost as much time fighting the tribes as we did pirates and Wilder. And it was hard to see how any of our fighting and dying was feeding people back home. I'd always heard that war was supposed to temper us, strengthen us, but I didn't see that either. Some fell apart. Some bought into the cruelty that our continued presence required. Others didn't buy into it, but went along with it anyway. And that bothered me more somehow. I deserted. And I bounced between different mercenary companies for almost 10 years. Hey, not all of us catch on so quick. Besides, there were only so many options for a Rowatayan deserter with no training and anything else. As a mercenary, I figured I could at least choose my battles and my crew. You figured it out faster than I did. It was more of the same. The only comfort was being part of a squad. By the time I came to the Living Lands, I'd seen enough. Had enough. I did. Yeah. For a while. Look, if I can give you some hard-won advice, stay on your toes. You're in a difficult position. Whatever your role asks of you, make sure it's something you're willing to give. Because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. Hey, advice is easy. The hard part's all you. What gave it away? My finely pointed teeth, or the striking blue of my scales? I usually hear that from someone who's enjoyed the height or position to fully appreciate it, but I'll never turn down a compliment. As rare as we are in many parts of the world, it's nice to be appreciated as something other than a magnificent bruiser. The real question is why not? Rowatai's hardly a hospitable environment. Many of us end up settling elsewhere or making a living on the go. That's where you get the popular image of the Amawa bodyguard or mercenary. Don't sell me short. I've also been a drifter, a middling carpenter, and a terrible card player. We should play sometime. I'll show you. A thump on the back and a crack on the skull from a brother who says you should visit more. It's complicated. I guess home usually is. Lashed by storms, battered by waves. We call it the rough country. And old trenchers say it's made us who we are. We do a lot of digging for irrigation, drainage, warfare, the occasional village tournament. Anyone from Rawatai has spent enough time in some kind of hole in the ground to be on a first-name basis with the worms. So, trenchers. Those of us who leave are scramble roots, hardy weeds that can survive just about anywhere. You'd fit right in with the Ranganui's inner circle. It's true that the same things that make Rawatai a difficult place to live have shaped our people and our kingdom. Our coral masons have built living harbors and fortifications along the coast to protect our ships and shelter our cities. For all our shortage of fertile soil, Rawatai's land is abundant in saltpeter, copper, iron, most of the other materials you need to outfit your military with weapons and cannons. We value struggling and striving together. It helped us survive and build one of the most powerful navies in Aora. It's been hard-won across a variety of conquests, cooperatives, and trading colonies. Some of the traditionalists worry that prosperity is making us as complacent and soft-handed as our rivals. Same as traditionalists everywhere. Me, I prefer the simplicity of the Living Lands. Kill the thing that's trying to kill you, and hope it has some edible meat on it. What do you want to know? Good thing you're asking the expert. Get some rest, Envoy.
letters won't turn up. Que larde. I'd heard a godlike had come to Paradise.
Oh, hey, Sansa. Comes on a little strong, that's all. He doesn't bite.
But to meet you, what an honor. Who is your patron? Were you drawn to this place?
Ho ho! So you are familiar with my work? It's a pleasure to meet one as cultured as you. It was arduous work, but I couldn't have done it without help. Speaking of which...
Listen, you haven't been to the wilds east of the city, have you?
I assume that's a no? Then have you seen a cartographer in the area? A human, about my height. He must have gone farther than I thought. His name is Girmund. He's my assistant, and I'm worried about him. I sent him to map the eastern wilds. I knew it would be perilous, but it's been a long time since he's written, even for him.
Bandits, smugglers, spiders with eyes as big as plates.
You know how many so-called adventurers I've saved out there?
It's an intrepid occupation.
3, this month.
As I said, if you find him and bring me his map, I'll be glad to pay you for it. I may even have more work for you. When he last wrote, he was mapping the eastern ruins. Take the letter. It might help. If you find him, bring his work to my shop in Paradise Town. You're welcome anytime. I have quite the assortment of curios. Maybe you'll even buy one of my maps.
Well, that's our marching orders then.